Welcome in everyone. As promised, I wanted to get into some more information on this new World War I game brought to us from M2H and Blackmail Games. Isonzo is set to be released September 13th or next Tuesday, so be on the lookout for this new updated look at World War I. This time I will be taking a closer look at the class system, as it is a big element on what the new online experience will be. I'm gonna try and keep it as short and concise as I can, so let's get into it. We have 6 confirmed classes in this system, starting with Riflemen, Officers, Mountaineers, Marksmen, Engineers, and Assaulters. There will be 48 players per match, 24 to each team, though some of these classes will be limited to the quantity that can exist on each battlefield. This balance of power will be determined on what faction we choose and what map we are actually playing on, where attackers may be given more assault troops and the defenders will have more engineers and or mountaineers. The quantity difference can be seen in this image here of the mountaineer. Next to each class you can see what is going to exist on this particular battlefield. Officers being 1, Riflemen being infinite, the engineers only having 5, the assaulters only having 2, mountaineers only having 2, and then only 1 sniper. Now this ratio is for the Austria-Hungary Empire, and I'm not exactly sure what map this is, and it could very well vary from faction and map type, whether it's the Italian Kingdom assaulting or the Austria-Hungary Empire assaulting. So I would expect to see different ratios depending on those two factors, faction and map. Although it would make sense to have an unlimited amount of riflemen during this era, mainly because a lot of countries during this time were drafting and didn't have a necessary time frame to specialize each person. Now each class will have a primary slot for a rifle and or pistol, and then a secondary slot as well for another pistol or some type of grenade or equipment. A third slot does look like it is going to be a perk slot. They have said that there could be up to 6 different perks to choose from, and then the 4th slot does look like it could be for bandages and or body armor, maybe something to help out your allies. I haven't quite been able to decipher what that 4th slot will be for, so if you have some solid information or even some guesses, please let me know down in the comments, as I am always open to more information. So let's talk about what each of these classes can do. The officer role will carry a pistol as a primary. Their role is more to aid in the advance of the greater attacking force, riflemen, engineers, and assaulters. The flare gun will indicate where support is needed for the rear line artillery and some air support style spotting. It has been said that they will be given a trench whistle to reset the respawn timer and to give the troops some orders to follow to better organize the attack. Some of their perks will allow them to place orders on the map rather than just give a general order, and as well as add spawns to squad leaders and then allow squad leaders to spawn on themselves. Now I do want to emphasize this is only a basic comprehension of what their role is, and there could be far more than I am describing, as the devs have only released so much to help us better experience the game when it actually releases. The marksmen act as snipers and or sharpshooters that can choose from a variety of rifles like the Steyr Mannlicher M95 with a scope or bayonet. The sidearm can be a revolver or a semi-automatic pistol to get into that close quarters combat it will help with an accurate pistol that can be the difference between a victory and a defeat for your enemy. So having all hands on the front line will really be helpful. Their perks allow them to spot enemies for the team and then also lessen the sway of their weapons, have the ability to not be spotted by other players, as well as add body armor to themselves to protect from suppression. The Rifleman will carry obviously a rifle like the 1891 Carcano or the 1895 Monlisher and equip a bayonet or rifle grenades. It's said that they will be better at capturing objectives as they have a multiplier when doing so. They can supply their allies with ammo as well as the heavy machine guns and other weapons around the battlefield. And their perks will allow them to do things like carry spare rifle grenades and heal teammates faster with bandages. You will be able to apply these bandages yourself to stop whatever bleeding effect has been added to the game, though it would help if a rifleman was able to aid you in doing so. For the assaulter class, it does look like they will have the ability to carry an LMG, though the standard weapon will be a rifle. They can also carry different types and more quantity of grenades and equipment than other classes. They will have this option called a canteen that offers unlimited stamina for sprinting and lessening the suppression felt from incoming fire. Some of their perks will allow them to supply their allies with grenades as well as ADS faster, which can help in that trench warfare that is fairly close combat. Mountaineers are one of the more specialized units that are very specific to Isonzo because of the mountainous region. Both factions seem to have their own variation of this class during that warfare. They do seem to carry a single shot rifle, or maybe it has been actually adapted to carry a magazine. Then, like the officers, they can carry a flare gun, though it works quite a bit differently. So you'll have to check out the dev diary to find out more. Now, one thing I found super interesting is that they can carry a bugle that helps allies with the suppression effects and allowing them to sprint faster for that quicker navigation amongst those hills. I do wonder what the radius of this effect could be, as I can see it being quite deadly to gather allies around you, set this perk off, and then take off after the front line. They are given other equipment like binos for spotting enemies without the limitation of ammo like the flare gun. Some of their perks will allow them to construct periscopes or make a perk that allow them to navigate terrain a bit quicker. The engineers can use several different types of rifles as their primary, a sidearm, and grenades, though most of their role is based around the construction of heavy weapons like mortars and heavy machine guns. Their role should also be focused on building up and taking down those defensive positions to destroy vital areas of access for your allies to move through. Some of these buildable objects are going to be sandbag barriers for cover, sniper cover, and then even bobbed wire. Some of their perks allow engineers to supply body armor, faster reloading for heavy weapon systems, and bonuses to defusing and arming those sabotaged bombs. Each of these classes will have specific challenges that will unlock other perks and equipment to be used in the battlefield against the enemy. It looks like it's going to start off at a 1, and then you can work your way up based off of use and experience up to 20, and along that road it seems like you will unlock different perks that you can implement on the battlefield and equipment. I know it wasn't a super defined look at each class, but I may just revisit this topic once the game is launched and we have a lot more information to work with. For now, I hope you were able to enjoy what I have been able to decipher from all the dev blogs. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching another one, and as always, have a good day.